The prefab and precast construction sector in India is emerging as a critical enabler for faster, cost-efficient and sustainable infrastructure development. With rapid urbanization, housing shortages and ambitious government programs such as Smart Cities Mission, PMAY, Housing for All and large-scale infrastructure projects, the demand for industrialized construction methods is growing steadily.
By 2050, 50% of India will get urbanized. So we have to replace these cast-in-place systems by new-age, cutting-edge technologies like precast, prefab.
We in India going towards the next level, the new building of the nation needs prefab technologies and industry needs to revamp.
Understanding the gravity of the current situation in the infrastructure sector, India Prefab Summit was held recently at the Yashobhoomi IIC, Dwarka, New Delhi. Organized by Infinity Expo, a business media company that builds industry platforms for buyers and sellers to interact, exchange ideas and transact business. Based on the theme of India on the Move Vision 2047 and the emerging opportunities for prefab sector, the event's spotlight was on innovations in steel prefab construction, efficiency, sustainability, cost effectiveness and architectural flexibility in prefab steel.
Prefab as a subject isn't something new. It has existed for a while, but the kind of heightened focus and attractiveness that it is seeing in the recent years. A lot of innovation happening, some linking it to speed, some linking it to sustainability, some linking it to efficiency of operation, some linking it to the modularity advantages. And we will try and understand from each one of your experiences that how is the modular construction industry shaping up in India, whether it is steel-based, cement-based or other material-based.
In the next 2 decades, we will build new cities, a lot of industries, housing sector and infrastructure. But this also raises a challenge. How do we build faster at a scale while remaining sustainable and resource efficient? The answer lies, I would say, in precast and prefab. It helps us build faster and with great quality control. It reduces waste, water use and carbon footprint. And it enables us to scale solutions from airports and metros to schools, hospitals and housing. Prefab is not just about technology. It's a mindset shift in how we imagine construction in the times to come. On that note, it is my honor to invite our session moderator, Mr. Neeraj Bansal.
Thank you very much. We've kept a target by the government to become a developed nation by 2047, which means that the infrastructure would play a very defining, pivotal role in that journey way forward as well. And that's where actually the prefab, steps in as well. Given the fact that it's not only an alternative, but it's also a strategic enabler there in that.
This is for the first time that government proactively started all these things. When this present government took over in 2014, Honorable Prime Minister started a scheme called Pragati Meeting. So in one of Pragati Meeting in 2018, Honorable Prime Minister said, I saw somewhere that they are just printing houses, they are printing beautiful structures using a new technology. Why don't we adopt these things? And we all then thought that let's work it over. And in 2019, what we did, we organized a Global Housing Technology Challenge. That time we thought there is no harm in transplanting global best practices to our country. Let's take those things to our country, adapt them and become the world leader.
So I'm part of Invest India under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and we were set up in 2014 when PM Modi came to the power and Make in India Vision was launched. Our main work is to attract as much as FDI to India and as much as FDI in terms of all the sectors. And what we have seen is that India has become one of the highest recipient of FDI in last 3 to 4 years, and that is leading to a lot of growth in the prefab sector, because now everybody wants to build faster, as you said, faster, greener and smarter. So the prefab is the only solution, and as Sir has enabled the technologies in India, we enable their growth in India.
Our Prime Minister has vision of making India as a Viksit Bharat by 2047, and to achieve the aspiration and the requirement of 150 crores of our fellow countrymen, we need massive development And we need to complete the construction faster, in a better quality, sustainable, at reasonable cost. And all these things, 4 things, can be achieved. The only solution is to adopt to prefab and the precast.
After the invigorating panel discussion, it was time for another thought-provoking discussion on the topic of Indian airports, the sunrise sector for prefab construction. Here are some high points from the session.
The capital outlay and expansion of our airports is something which is going to see a big boom in the coming few years. We are not just building terminals, we are building gateways to our future. And in this race against time, the traditional cast-in-place method simply won't cut it. This is where prefabricated and modular construction is the need of the hour.
If you see, there are largely 3 technologies that have become standard in airport design. One is, of course, PEB, pre-engineered building and long span structures, which luckily in our country now we've had a good ecosystem of. Number 2 is hybrid, which is concrete plus steel. And the third is precast.
Actually, the entire prefabrication industry is actually becoming like, the buildings become like a machine of components. So you can actually engineer each part, you can control services of each part, you can have each material designed to great efficiency. I think there is a lot more overlap between architecture and engineering now, and both have to kind of do learnings into each other's domains.
Structural design challenges and innovations in modular construction was the next topic of discussion, where the industry stalwarts and subject experts opined about the merits of modular construction and innovations in the structural design. Here are some key takeaways.
Modular construction is gathering steam, and I hope to see it develop even further.
There is a process probably we use very deeply in our designs, DFMA, Design for Manufacture and Assembly Concept. This is very widely used in automobile industry. We have implemented processes to integrate our designs, which is producible, which is easily erectable at the site.
The most important thing is to understand the load transfer path of a plan, architectural layout which our architect prepares as per the functional or the form. During that also we interact with the architect's team. However, once the structural planning and the material to be used is done, then we prepare a design basis report which narrates almost everything right from the structural system to the loadings as per the building, as per the usage and the different areas, and also as per the site where it is to be constructed. That is very, very important, particularly in terms of the modular construction.
There is a policy from the Ministry of Housing and PMO, Government of India, about specifically for the housing sector. Any government project, so be it housing or institutional project or any infra project, has to be done with the alternative construction technology, not the conventional construction technology. In India now we have 2 facilities where we can do full-scale testing of precast structures. One is in Jodhpur, NIT Jodhpur, and one is in CBRI, Roorkee.
Initially, your building may be costing 20%, 30% more. But if I'm getting my building 6 to 9 months ahead of it, particularly in North India, you are having a material which is durable. You are having a material which may not be requiring plastering inside in major areas. So your finishing cost is less. So whatever you are doing, the salaries of the people who are working there, production cost of the material is going to be the same.
Role of prefab in hospitals, hotels, schools and institutional can put the infra development on the fast track and cut down the carbon footprint. Let's dive into the next panel discussion to know how.
Avinash, tell me, why don't you start off with your experience with hospitals?
When we talk about hospitals, right, so for me the challenge is a bit more on the human side, because, like you said, like prefab is a structure that enables us to save time, right? But when it comes to hospital, we are not just saving times, but then we are also saving lives. So we are working on that context. So in terms of prefab, I feel it has got potential, but then, the sense of acceptance is yet to come from the, industry.
Two of the major hospital projects, you can take it as a case study, completely done in precast technology in India. One of them is Mitra Hospital in Kozhikode in Kerala, around 6 lakh square feet project size. That was done in about 18 months of time frame in Kozhikode in Kerala. The entire building was done in precast, beams, columns, even the rooms, every patient room with all the fittings, beds, tiling fitted in the factory and brought to the site. Second project is KMCH Hospital in Coimbatore. That's also almost 7 to 8 lakh square feet project size.
How were you able to manage the HVAC or the plumbing aspects?
The entire design was integrated design, wherein the complete MEP, architectural and structural were integrated at the very beginning stage prior to production of the building. So every cutout, the piping, gas pipelines or plumbing pipelines, hot water, cold water, HVAC was well routed, considering all the cutouts and everything in place. And then the production of precast elements actually started. The design was well frozen before the actual production started for the building.
Generally talking, I think the biggest challenge with construction industry, and I think is one of the most inefficient industries among everything, when you comparatively look at any other industry. If you look at every project, we're looking at delays, and there's absolutely no way of controlling these delays. Number two, the second problem, I think, which is across, I think, every project, in situ project, is like training people, So every project, you start with the foundation, you have to start training the people. There's a huge problem in terms of the industry, in the sense that, there's no, as in, we are not, able to create a system where this sort of mechanism can work on an auto basis and move from one project to another project, which I think this is where a prefab or a, that sort of a technology can help.
Coming from far away. I need warriors. How many of you are there? Not enough.
Blockbuster Overdose, Monday to Friday nights at 8:45. Only on Movies Now and Movies Now HD.
From bullion to barrels, steel to sugar, every commodity tells a story. They move economies. Behind every price swing is a signal that matters to you. Gold, agri, oil, metals, every tick has a trigger. From big macro shifts to micro market moves, we decode the chaos so you don't have to. Join me, Ashesha Adwaryu, as I make sense of global commodities on Commodity Central, Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. only on ETNow.
Next in line was a presentation by Sahil Agarwal, Senior Business Development Manager, North, Tata Steel Limited. He spoke on the topic of driving the future of prefab and precast with downstream steel solutions, where he revealed the focus of Tata Steel in providing new solutions for the construction sector.
At Tata Steel, we are now increasingly focusing upon providing new solutions to the construction sector. TMT bars that you know, they are typically sold in the market in standard 12-meter length form. But at Tata Steel now, there is a change towards supplying rebars in cut and bend form or in customized form. So one such initiative that we took is a welded wire mesh solution, which we have branded as SmartFab.
It wouldn't be wrong to say that Patil Group has been the one-stop infrastructure solution. Starting with the first plant of sleepers in 1971, today as we speak, we have over 20 state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities spread all across the India. Talking about the infrastructure and commercial, which are the elephant in the room and cannot be ignored, but we also have the industrial segment, which has the highest growing CAGR. Now, if you ask about us, utility, buildings and infra, आप जो बोलोगे उसमें आप हमको पाओगे. But this is not yet. Patil Group is also working on its capacity building, and we have been going vigorous with it.
We mainly work as a global workforce for some of the largest infrastructure projects. We are currently working on a 287-story tall tower, almost 1.5 times taller than Burj Khalifa. That is going to be the tallest structure in the world. Once is completed in 3 years from now. We already completed 67 floors, currently working on 68, and total number of floors are 283. Along with that, we also introduced BIM to Delhi Airport, currently executing Navi Mumbai Airport, Hong Kong Airport Terminal 2 and 1, Singapore Changi Terminal 4, the jewel. If you happen to be in Singapore recently, that is one of the architectural marvel.
Up next was the final discussion of the day, and it was based on the role of prefab as the catalyst of change for India's sustainability aspirations in building green infrastructure.
Generally, prefab या precast की जब बात करते हैं तो mostly there are two things mostly to be covered. One is the material. Material is the hardcore thing which is basically required for any kind of prefab structure. Or to making it sustainable or making it green is definitely a big challenge, but still there are few. And then what are the technologies which actually takes care of this particular kind of structures? So Amit, आपसे शुरू करते हैं.
Prefab is certainly a big contributor towards our sustainability goals. If we compare it with our conventional approach, we can save up to 30% of the construction wastage if we opt for prefab. Another big differentiator in case of prefab versus conventional is that in conventional, we use a lot of water in construction, whereas in case of prefab, the use of water is minimized to a very great extent. Certainly, I think prefab is the way to go, and it can bring about a huge change in the way we design the buildings and can act like a big contributor towards our sustainability goals.
Next thing is wood, I would say. Because in precast totally rely on, I think, repetitive part of it.
Agreed.
If you are able to replicate the structure, replicate the components, then only precast makes sense.
We are doing a lot of railway stations जो redevelopment हो रहे हैं. So railway ministry ने हमको task दिया कि एक स्टेशन को as a lighthouse project बनाते हैं, modular construction technology use करते हैं और उसको देखते हैं कि क्योंकि हमारे बहुत modular section size होते हैं. Because platform to platform distances, height, so many sections are common. So Chandigarh station is the first station in the country जिसको modular technology से बनाया गया है. It's already constructed, it's already been executed. So कुंजन साहब आपसे ये पूछते हैं कि जो materials ही हैं, इन्हीं materials में जैसे आपने metal के बाद एक wood add किया और एक concrete already है, exist करता है. तो इन materials का कितना योगदान है, कितना contribution है एक green development के लिए, sustainable development के लिए. When we talk about prefabricated building structures or precast building structures, this is a beautiful word. अगर हम इसको बहुत ध्यान से deep word में जाएं, because the word is dynamic. I'm sure हम सब लोग China बहुत बार जा चुके हैं, and I take China as a role model because they work on speed, they work on economics, and they work on actually delivering something. आप जाते हो वहाँ सुपर हाईवे नहीं था, 6 महीने बाद गए और वो सुपर हाईवे कनेक्ट कर दिया. पूरा स्टाइल, skylines, buildings come up, the warehouses come up. They are working at a lightning speed. और अब वो टाइम आ गया है. India needs to match that speed because हमारे को आज चांस मिल गया. With this trade war happening, we stand a chance to actually work together.
And when I say work together, हमें सभी technologies के लिए open रहना चाहिए.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time.
After the day-long sessions of speeches and discussions, it was time to rejoice and celebrate the grit and determination of those who, despite all odds, took a plunge and achieved excellence in the prefab and precast industry. Infinity Expo organized the Prefab and Precast Excellence Awards. The first recognition for the precast product innovation in urban infrastructure was given to Dextra Group. The next category was Innovation in Material Handling Solutions, and Electromech was the winner. Excellence in PEB Solutions was the next category, and Gaurav Kaushal bagged the honor. The next winner under the category of Precast Design and Engineering Company of the Year was none other than J&F India. The category was Anchoring Solutions for Construction, and the winner who bagged the award was Levyat India. Next honor was for the category of Excellence in PEB Solutions, and Lambda Infratech was the clear winner. Best Industrial Infrastructure Project Paramount Bed was the next category, and the winner was Minda Infrastructure. The next award under the category of Excellence in Prefab Applications in Railway Sector, and the winner was Patil Group. Precast Solution was the next category, and the honor was bagged by Sambhav Steel. The next category was Smart Prefab Design for Sustainability, and the winner was Studio Line Design. Up next was the category Precast Solutions for Compound Walls, and the award was bagged by Trilok Precast. Best Industrial Infrastructure Prefab Project was the next category, and the winner was Townsclick PEB. The next honor under the category of Prefab Architecture Practice of the Year was given to Studio Line Design. Material Solutions for Bridge and Tunnel Sector was the next category, and Sambhav Steel was the winner. Fastest Project Delivery using Prefab was the next category, and the winner was Uno Minda Alloy Wheel Kharkhoda Minda Infrastructure. The next category was Leading Company in the field of PEB, and the winner was Invoke Building Systems Private Limited. The final category was Excellence in Precast Product, and the winner of this category was Ashtec.
See, industry, I think, is already accepting prefabricated structures. It is coming in the mainstream. We had a discussion regarding Indian Army using a lot of prefabricated structures for their various requirements. So industry is definitely adopting it, but I think a little bit more awareness can help more penetration of prefab into the industry. So some more awareness needs to be there. Some good case studies needs to be showcased to the larger audience so that they also get the conviction of adopting prefab.
If you see 3D printing, there are only very few projects today which are being done with 3D. L&T has done with 3D printing because it attracts substantial cost. We need to have more data on construction technologies, on construction processes also, so that we are able to develop solutions using machine learning and AI, which are easy to scale. And if you are able to scale it, then obviously the cost economics will work out.
So as you know, we have a highly growing needs of India's infrastructure in all the sectors, whether it's aviation sector or infrastructure sector or residential sector. There's a prominent future which precast construction or prefab construction has, and we have seen the growth of the entire industry in the last decade. So there's a huge potential scope for coming decades and years to come, and certainly we'll see precast implementation in all such sectors.
Finally, the curtain draws at the second edition of the India PreFab Expo and Summit. With the growing private investments, government support and a push for green, sustainable construction practices, prefab and precast are expected to play a pivotal role in transforming India's construction landscape over the next decade.